Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. His Excellency Pak Sofian Jalil, the CEO of the International Business Council, IBC, and also my senior as coordinating minister. And also Pak Agus Martowardoyo, my senior as well. And then Excellency Ambassador of Singapore, Excellency Ambassador of New Zealand, and Excellencies all ambassador who are attending this event, Pak Arsyad Rashid, one of the most mentioned conglomerates, as well as from the Commerce Association, Chambers of Commerce. And I know why he now always wearing peci. The intention is clear and loud. Pak Pandu Sahrir, be careful of Pandu Sahrir, Pak. He can be a dark horse, Pak. Pak Harun Hayadi, Pak Agus Salim Pangestu, kemudian juga Pak Husodo, and all distinguished entrepreneurs who attend this IBC, and Ibu Desi Anwar from CNN, and Deputy Pak Ferry from Menko, and also Ibu Telsa Valianti from University of Indonesia, and all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On this good occasion, let us together give thank you to God Almighty because of His grace. We are still given the opportunity to attend the Business Competitive Outlook 2025 event. We recognize that global dynamics will be a factor that influence the future of economic development. We still face numbers of risks and uncertainty, such as volatility of commodity price. However, the volatility commodity price is in favor of our entrepreneurs. That's why I always say the smile of Pak Pandu and the smile of Mr. Chairman. High interest rate in developed countries, of course, it depends on the policy in the US. In the US, a little bit maintaining the high interest rate, then there is no choice for Indonesia also to maintain such rate. For Indonesia, the rate and the inflation actually is not tally. Our inflation is low, 1.5, and our interest is above 6.5%. So I think we would like to protect against the capital outflow. That's why we have to keep our interest rate at par with other developed countries. And China economic growth was below expectation, and we are waiting for the new policy by the new administration that will be inaugurated by January 20. And climate change, I think we are witnessing in the many parts of the world, including the natural disaster that happening in the US. And with this, the global economic outlook expected still below the COVID level, is around 3.2%. Indonesia still able to maintain economic growth. We expect that we can maintain the growth in last year to around 5%. And if we compare with Thailand, around 3%, and South Korea is 1.5%. And I think Indonesia is still maintain a good growth. And if we see the indication of PMI, again in the month of December, we are in the growth expanded at 51.2%, and consumer index as well as real sales index also grew positively. And last year, our competitiveness index from IMD has been increased in the last 10 years to the rank 27. So that's indicate that our competitiveness policy is on the right track. Indonesia economy 2025, hopefully we can also maintain around 5.2%. And this last year, we make a few programs prior to the Christmas that's known in other countries like Black Friday, but Indonesia, we don't have a Black Friday, we only have a Blessed Friday. And our program like National Online Shopping Day or Harbolnas, and then shopping in Indonesia, and discount program for and food price stabilization program, our transaction on Harbolnas is about 31.2%, increased 21% in compare with last year in year 2023. And then for the local transaction, reach around 25.4 trillion, which is increased 15.5%. And also the epic sales transaction is reached 14.9 trillion. That's only on certain 7 to 10 days in the months of December. So in order to grow the momentum, Indonesia launched the economic stimulus package, in which we are release 10 kilogram per month for food price for the next 2 months for 16 million of family, and we reduce the payment of electricity for the next 2 months is 50%, and also VAT for property. That's why I see also Pak Harun is very happy in the last 2 years, but he hasn't buy me a cup of coffee. And also the automotive sectors, we give facility, including for hybrid. We give discount for hybrid 3%. And I think we would like to boost the hybrid because of the EV. I think the percentage, the total percentage of EV is only 9% of the total Indonesia consumption on vehicle. So last year our production and consumption is around 850,000, and I think EV is only, including hybrid, is only close to 90,000. So we need to boost more, even though we know that infrastructures is becoming one of the challenge of the EV vehicle. Bapak Presiden, Pak Prabowo target our economic growth to achieve 8% in the year 4, which is on the year 3 will be 7%. If we see the history, we have been there during Suharto time. President Suharto is 7.3% in 1986 and 1997, and in 1995 is 8.2%. So we know that the key sectors for economic growth, beside the consumption, is the export. And for the export, at that time, we are based on the oil and gas, since at that time, our production almost more than 1 billion barrel oil per day. Now is already declining to around 600,000. So I think it's big decline in our oil and gas. And at that time also we rely on the industry, including textile, as well as on the palm oil. Now our driver going forward will be depend on the downstreaming of the iron, steel, and also mineral and coal, which is the new driver for the next economic growth. We also would like to increase the buying power of the people, so the consumption will be the key of our economic growth going forward as well. And the next engine is the investment. Therefore the today event is very important to make sure that the government priority for investment can be achieved, and we can develop the policy that is friendly to the investor. The President has launched 17 priority programs, from food self-sufficiency, energy self-sufficiency, poverty eradication, improving the state revenue system, and also the program for food, free meal for the student. I think the free meal for the student has been praised by many leaders. On the last Saturday, President received the Prime Minister of Japan, and Prime Minister of Japan said that this program has been carried in Japan for 80 years. And the government of Japan also offered Indonesia to learn from what Japan has done for free meal program for the student. So within 90 days of Mr. Prabowo, Pak Presiden administration, many positive things has been realized, including few economic packages, as well as for the very first time, Indonesia joining the BRICS. And the joining the BRICS has been the discussion of the international community, and Bapak Presiden explained to our Japanese counterpart, the Prime Minister, that Indonesia itself is a country of non-alliance. Therefore, actually with the BRICS country, we have been working with China, with Brazil, with India, including a few CEPA and FTA. Eurasia FTA was in the process as well. So there is no new for all the BRICS country that they are close with Indonesia. So with India, for instance, we are part of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. With China, we are part of the RCEPs with our colleague from ASEAN. So it's just another collaboration intention that we build with the Global South countries. Indonesia itself is in the process for accession of the OECDs, and even during the President meeting in Washington, the US is supporting Indonesia membership in OECD, as well as in the embarking into the CPTPP. And the Japanese government also supporting on both initiatives to make sure that Indonesia can be a member of CPTPP as well as the member of the OECDs. Of course, the process will be different because many things has to be done, especially in our standard best practice, as well as the economic transparency. And Indonesia also mentioned to the Japanese Prime Minister that we have signed 3 out of 4 pillars of Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, and President already signed the ratification of that. So I think in the global collaboration, we are well in place. And the other policy that Indonesia has developed is the downstreaming, that the nickel production export has been reached around $33.52 billion that was increased 745% if we compare with 2017, which is at the time is only 4 billion. So this is the success story of Indonesia to attract investment in these critical mineral sectors. And the achievement of this investment is timely because the world is moving toward renewable energy as well as the EV ecosystem. There is no renewable energy, then there is no EV without battery. And Indonesia not only developing the EV based on, or the industry based on the nickel, but also we also developing based on the lithium. We buy the lithium from DRC, and also we are talking about a critical mineral alliance with Australia, with Canada, and with US. That's as a sideline of the discussion with US for the IPEF. And hopefully the new administration will continue to engage Indonesia in the critical mineral. And I think with today's situation, the world cannot afford not to involve Indonesia in the critical minerals because we are one of the biggest player in the world. And other potential for developing the economic is the special economic zones like in the Gresik, Kendal, Galang Batang, which we develop not only in the critical minerals but also in the strategic manufacturers. And if our president would like to have an ICOR of 4, I think in the special economic zone, our ICOR is 2 or 3. For instance, in the Weda Bay area, the investment is around $16 billion in the last 6 years, and the export per year is 8 billion. So it's very efficient. So in order to achieve the ICOR of 4%, we need to develop more SEZ, so we can leverage the SEC with the other area, because in other area, of course, they are lagging between infrastructures and the economic centra of economics. And in 2024, the investment in SEZ is around 82.6 trillion and absorb workforce about 42,930 people. And our journey to achieve 8% in the next 5 years is not easy, but with this achievement so far, the government is confident that if all the stakeholders work together towards these opportunities, we can achieve the new era and the new opportunities. If looking into the geopolitics, which region that give peace and stability outside of ASEAN or Indo-Pacific? If we see the Europe, they have still have a lot of trouble with the Ukraine, and of course in Middle East there is no peace so far, and with the US, I think the tension between Canada, Mexico will be heightened. So I think Indonesia offer a region with ASEAN that is peaceful in the last even 20 years, and Indonesia offer political stability, is one of the largest democracy in the region. So I think I would like to end there, and I would like to thank you, the IBC, for organizing this event. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.